Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Women's World. Today is a very special edition of the program. It is March the 8th, where the whole world celebrates International Women's Day, known as IWD. Originally, it was called International Working Women's Day, and it is celebrated, as I mentioned, on the 8th of March every year. In different regions, the focus of the celebration ranges from general celebration of respect, appreciation, and love towards women to celebration of women's economic, political, and social achievements. We'll be shedding more light on this very important issue today with our guest, Dr. Huda Yassa, who is the head of the Arab Women Investors Union. And we'll also feature a special report where many people express words of appreciation and love for women around the world. But first, we're going to take a look at the press. Stay with us. Welcome back, and we'll start off with the headline that reads, Iraqi architect Zaha Hadid wins Golden Award for 2016. Iraqi architect Zaha Hadid won the Golden Architect Award for 2016, thus becoming the first woman to win this award. The award is the highest honor by the British Royal Institute. Zaha Hadid is distinguished with her ideal and imaginary designs, which included spaceships designs. Zaha was born in Baghdad in 1950, and she is the daughter of former Iraqi Finance Minister Muhammad Hadid. She graduated from the American University in Beirut, AUB, in 1971. And Sumaya Yusuf chosen as Arab Environment Researcher in Arab Gulf University. Sumaya Yusuf, who is a lecturer at the Arab Gulf University, was chosen as a model for Arab women who achieved great contributions in the field of environment and sustainable development. This was recently published in an article entitled Women and Environment in the Arab Region. The article covered contributions of women in environment and sustainable development through their researches in this field. Archaeologist wins TED Award. Archaeologist Sarah Barkak won this year's award of the Technology Entertainment Designs known as TED Award. The annual $1 million award is given to individuals who prove that they can make universal change. Barkak is known as the space archaeologist as she collects satellite images of the moon and analyzes them. She said that she will use the money to construct a website on undiscovered sites around the world. And finally, a Palestinian qualifies to win World's Best Teacher. Palestinian teacher Hanan El-Haroub qualified for the final round of the World's Best Teacher Award. The $1 million award goes to an innovative teacher once in a lifetime for taking care of students and inspiring students and the society. The name of the winner will be announced in a ceremony in Dubai on the 13th of April. Now, as we mentioned, we are celebrating Women's Day, and the 2016 International Women's Day theme is Planet 50/50 by 2030. Step it up for gender equality. An independent campaign separate from the UN is being run by a financial firm with other corporate partners organizing events around the Pledge for Parity hashtag. Today we are celebrating Women's International Day. Stay with us as we feature this upcoming report with words of appreciation and congratulations for women around the world.
case is actually two women. First one being my mother, obviously. Second woman in this case is obviously my wife.
Maybe I've learned that from my mother and my wife, how to battle through adversities.
She's been there with me whenever I wanted her, and whenever I've done stupid shit, she's been there.
We never had a very strong economic background.
Welcome back. As we mentioned earlier, today we are celebrating International Women's Day, March the 8th, a very special day for women around the world. And therefore, we are hosting today our dear guest, Dr. Huda Yassa, head of the Arab Women Investors Union here in Egypt. Good to have you with us, Dr. Huda.
Thank you.
Dr. Huda, you believe that women took their rights on the religious level and the legislation level, but they should have more self-confidence in order to achieve their capabilities. Yes, we'll be talking about that.
Yes,
we'll be talking about that. But first, we have your profile.
Thank you.
Let's watch your profile and get right back to you.
احنا مش
Welcome back. We are joined here in the studio by our dear guest, Dr. Huda Yassa, head of the Arab Women Investors Union. Welcome back again, Dr. Huda. And let me start by asking you, now you are a role model for successful women, especially when it comes to business and investment. So let me get back to the origin education. You graduated from which school?
From Sacré-Cœur, French education. Then I went to University of Commerce.
Okay, because I interviewed you before. I know that you come from Upper Egypt, from a very strong family in Upper Egypt, and perhaps Upper Egyptian women are known to be strong women and fighters.
It's totally true. My background and my family was from Sohag, Tahta, but really I lived all my life here in Egypt, in Cairo. But my father, my grandfather, all my family are from Sohag, Tahta.
Okay. What kind of support did you get from your family in order to become a successful businesswoman?
Really, I'm very happy to say that my father is the main supporter for me. From my very, very young age, he always gives me the self-confidence and tell me that I'm like 10 men, as the Egyptians said.
Yes.
I work very hard to satisfy my family and to prove that girls are equal to boys. From my early start, even in school, in university, in my work, everything. Because I'm a girl, I don't have brother or sister. I am a unique girl. Je suis une fille unique. Alors, that's make me always have the challenge to prove that girls are totally equal and maybe stronger than boys.
Okay. Now, today we are celebrating International Women's Day, and perhaps women here in Egypt and in the Arab world have made great achievements on the political and economic fronts, but I would like to focus on the economic and business fronts, since you are a well-known investor and you also work with investors from around the Arab world. How do you see women coming in the upcoming period in this regard?
They are very strong. And when women are really consisting or interesting to really achieve success, she really has always the eye of details, and this make the woman more successful in many things. By example, with her employee, sorry, I'm mainly speaking French as I told you.
It's okay.
Okay, with her employees, even with the production, because mainly I'm a woman coming from an industrial background.
Yes.
I'm not a businesswoman, I'm an industrial woman.
Yes.
I work for industries in the field of industry, in the petrochemicals. This makes the woman very strong because first of all, she's a mom, she's a mother. When she treats with her employee, when she think about the future, when she think of her production. By example, for myself, when I think how my production should be environmental friendly, this production don't produce something which can cause cancers, by example, or making something wrong against the environment. All these aspects are maybe social aspects, it's not totally industrial. But when we put this aspect in our work, in our concept, it's give always good
And these
results.
aspects that you mentioned are mainly observed by women.
Yes,
They are, they are
mothers,
and they have hands on the problem.
Exactly.
So perhaps this makes you, very well experienced in your production
I
strategies.
think, yes.
Okay, the Arab world perhaps suffers from some sort of setback when it comes to the rights of women, and I was
I
impressed.
think not these days.
Nowadays, yes, I was just going to say that because when I met you in several conferences and meetings, and I found you gathering all these women investors from around the world who have the vision, the strategy, the will to invest, especially here in Egypt. I was really so proud to find all these women coming under the umbrella. The last meeting I saw was under the umbrella of the Arab League, and it was attended by several ministers, and they all hailed the role of women, saying that women are very strong. Egyptian and Arab women, when they put hands in hands together, they can achieve miracles.
That's true. And nowadays there is not as before maybe said women didn't have all her right, she should fight for getting her right. I think that's not true at all. Women nowadays, they have all the right, but they should focus on their what they want to do exactly and do it properly and study it very well and looking how to upgrade her knowledge, how to upgrade her capability. That's why, and work together is something very important. This culture maybe we need more to strengthen it because to work together, the teamwork is very important. This is what we are doing it in the Arab Women Investors Union. We try always the new project, the upcoming project we are investing in, always are doing as teamwork. It's not only with women. Many projects we have it with men. Like, by example, we have a big company here, we made it in Egypt as supported by the Arab Women Investors Union between Lebanese men and Kuwaiti men and Egyptian businesswomen and Lebanese businesswomen in Ras Gharib for gas. And we celebrated on the 17th in Hurghada. This is coming 17, it's a big project, investing by $140 million. This is supported by the Arab Women Investors Union, and now also we are looking for a big project in Uganda, also through the union. Let's work together as a businesswoman with businessman, how we put together, how we think together, and we play the role with, it's mainly women, but the importance of having the strategy of the teamwork.
That's excellent. Now, throughout your talk, you mentioned two very important points to me. Partnership with African countries, such as Uganda, for example, and the support of men for women in order for them to be successful.
Yes.
I mean, if a woman is successful, she can do it by herself. She needs the support of men. And
it's not only the support, but also the business vision together.
Exactly.
And the financial capability. It's very important also to have collaboration with big international companies, like the company which we work with us.
Okay. What about collaboration with Africa? Because this is a very important fight, and this is on top of the priorities in the foreign policy of Egypt right now. President Sisi said that Egypt is paying a lot of attention to cooperation with African countries. A country like Egypt could be the gateway for African countries.
I think Arab Women Investors Union were the first entity who asked for this. On the 2010, we made a very big event in the Arab League. We invite all the African countries and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, many ministers collaborate also with us in this event. We made this event called the bridge between the Arab and the African through Egypt. It was in 2010. It was a very huge event, and from this time we are starting to work in many things. We were invited also by the First Lady of Uganda, Mrs. Janet Museveni, went a very big delegation from the Union, from many Arab countries, and also we invite some men with us. And we went there, we take a lot of facility for investment, and really already nowadays there is a factory for medicines and partnership in hotels and hospitals. So the group went there in Uganda.
That's excellent.
Africa, especially this year, on 2016, we said the focus of the Union is Africa. All our companies, all our project is very target Africa and how to collaborate and to create this bridge between our countries and African region, because really they are the people who need us. They need us.
Yes.
And for us, we need this big area to import, to export to them. They import from everywhere.
Yes.
We can have this opportunity for us, and we fight for this.
Exactly.
This is our challenge.
There is also, Dr. Huda, one very important aspect about Africa, which is it is giving great attention to women, African women, and African women are growing stronger in Africa. Now they are presidents in many African countries, and they constitute 30% of parliament in many African countries, and this comes from the culture in African countries that they view women as really a part and parcel of the society.
They have a very right vision.
Yes, they
women, she is strong. She is focusing on what she wants, And I think when she works, because she's always maybe not afraid, but caring about how they will look to her as a successful woman in many aspects. You know, when sometime you heard about this man do this businessman do this problem, have these things. Khalas, it's forgetting after some time. But when women had this very small problem or very small mistake, you can read it everywhere in the newspapers.
But perhaps now the Arab Women Investors Union is playing a very important role in bringing or attracting Arab, international, African foreign investments in Egypt. What are the main sectors for this?
I'm very happy to say or to tell you that on the 27th I'm going to Bahrain. It's a very big event there under the auspice of the First Lady, the Princess Sabika, the wife of the King of Bahrain. And I'm very happy to be one of the keynote speakers. I'm the keynote speaker in this event. And for sure, I will try to promote my country and the facility we can offer for investment, for projects, for even mutual collaboration in many aspects, social or industrial, and also some commercial production. Maybe you have many business ladies with us have the factories for many things, metals, wood, many factories. We'll try to promote them because all these ladies are participating also in the exhibition, because this event it's a conference and also it's an exhibition. My factories also will be there, the Arab Women Union. And we hope, because they give nowadays, after many meetings we did during 2 months ago, they are very interested to go with us in projects here, especially in the industrial zone.
Well, best of luck, Dr. Huda. I wish you best of luck in Bahrain, and when you come back, I hope that I'm confident that you, the best one to represent Egyptian women investors, and I believe that mentioning or trying to attract investments here in Egypt will be welcomed by everyone, because now the country is opening its arms.
This is the role of every one of us, women, men, young, youth, everyone should really think about that, how to increase the foreign investment and the Arab investment for the economic and the benefit of our economy, inshallah.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, Dr. Huda Yassa, head of the Arab Women Investors Union. Thank you very much, and best of luck in this upcoming trip of yours.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us in this special edition of Women's World, where we celebrated International Women's Day, marked on the 8th of March. Happy International Women's Day for every lady around the world. I'll be meeting you next week in a new edition of the program, but stay tuned. I'll be right back with the Our Top Stories in a few minutes.